So what we're never going to see is Gus 33,000 working for Microsoft. He actually already applied and they denied him. Who is Gus 33,000? He is the man you see on the screen right here who put Windows 10 X, a system, a software that Microsoft gave up on. He was able to get it working on the Surface Duo 1 and Surface Duo 2. And what we're never going to see most likely is this, him working for Microsoft and giving us his amazing expertise for the Surface Duo 3 lineup. But the question is, will we ever see, the Surface Duo 3 running Windows, which I guess would be at the time 11X? My guess is I wouldn't 1000% say no. Now, obviously, 10X is done. They have discontinued it. So, 11X would most likely also be zero chance of them making it. But at the same time, we thought for the longest time that the Surface Duo 3 would be exactly the same as the Surface Duo 1 and 2. But at this moment in time, it looks like that's not the case, and Microsoft's going the absolute 180 direction here and going to copy what Samsung has with the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold series and the Oppo series. So if that's the case, they could also 180 and copy Samsung where Samsung has their Samsung DeX. Now, of course, Windows Cotillion could be implemented a little bit on the Surface Duo 3, where kind of like Samsung DeX, you plug into a monitor, you plug into a TV, it gives you that Windows-based OS system that you can actually run Windows. All possibilities, right? I would normally say no to all of these possibilities, but I never thought Microsoft, I thought they would just discontinue the Surface Duo lineup rather than actually just start copying Oppo and copying, Samsung. So it's very possible they just say, you know what? If we're going to copy them, why not just keep copying them and put a Windows-based system when you plug into a monitor or a keyboard? Now, my guess is no way in heck is that going to be shipped out of the box like that, though. I think it's going to be an extra feature, but the operating system will always be Android. I do not see Microsoft coming out with a Windows-based OS system of the Surface Duo 3 where we get Surface Duo 3 running Windows 11. No, I don't think that at all. I think it will run Android 13 or Android 14. It will not run a Windows-based system, but it could have Windows Cotillion, Windows 11X possibly. I don't see them doing a dual booting type system where once you go ahead and boot up the system and you get to choose if you want Windows 11X or do you want Android. I don't see them doing all that, putting all the time and effort into it like that. It'd be awesome. Again, so many would be awesome, but most likely will not be the case. And again, like I said, it's going to be interesting to see how the Surface Duo 3 ends up working out. We do know that Microsoft's working on a custom Microsoft Store that possibly could be implemented or debut for the Surface Duo 3. So they have to make it in some way different than the Galaxy Z Fold 5, than the Oppo Find N2, and now we're finding out Find N3. They have to make it different. And, I don't see how else you would make it different if you're Microsoft than trying to implement some type of some type of Windows-based system on your device, or number two here, going ahead and implementing some type of Microsoft Store of some kind. Like, you have to do something that if I'm buying a phone right now, right, I'm going to get on the Surface Duo 3 that I'm not going to get on the Galaxy Z Fold 5 or the Oppo. And it's hard to do that when you're just running basic Android, right? But if you say, hey, listen, this store right here has all of the applications that are specially made for the Surface Duo 3. If you get the Surface Duo 3, you have a whole entire store of optimized apps. That's a selling point, right? That's number one. If you say, hey, listen, if you plug into a computer or a monitor or a TV, you can run Windows Cotillion or Windows 11X, that's a selling point. You can actually have people who dock their phones into a monitor and run a whole entire station off of that. That's a selling point. They have to do something. Because if not, at this point, with the failure of the Surface Duo 1 and 2 and them discontinuing the 2, and to a point where they're literally not even honoring warranties for the Surface Duo 2. If you break your Surface Duo 2, they're not going to honor your warranty even if you bought a warranty. What's the point of even doing the Duo 3? Other than a cash grab, but at that point I just feel like it's just not even worth it. So, again, to answer the question of the title, no. I don't think we'll get a Surface Duo 3 running Windows 11 in any kind. I think we'll get Android, but I think there's going to be a lot of features added. A lot more features than we are expecting out of the box. And maybe I'm just being optimistic, and maybe I'm just giving Microsoft one last single chance. If you follow this channel, you know I've tried so many times to give Microsoft the benefit of the doubt as much as humanly possible. And yet, every single time they fumble the bag. Well, Microsoft, you know what they say. 3 strikes, you're out. And this bad boy, Surface Duo 3, is your 3rd strike. Don't strike out. Peace out, guys.